Hello, members, Local 304. It's time for your weekly update of what's happening at Local 304. So, earlier this week, we attended the IBEW Safety Caucus in Kansas City. Had some great presentations on tick-borne illnesses, on how an accident can affect your life and your family's life. It was a very good presentation of a guy that had lived through an arc flash, pretty horrific injuries. And how to de-escalate an argument, how to talk to someone with respect and be able to get down to the core of the issue. We also had some great roundtable opportunities. They had breakout sessions in utility and the outside breakout. Had some good discussion with stuff going on in each of our areas. And anytime you can network and get that opportunity, if something new comes about, then you've got somebody you can reach out to and talk to how another local union or another utility is dealing with that. The members that were in attendance were Tim Hunter and Steve Allen out of the Westar agreement, Jenna Kaberline out of the K-Gas agreement, and then Matt Hostler out of Wheatland and Ty Keltner out of Sunflower. So had a pretty good attendance for our members throughout the state. So they were happy to be there and have some great stories to share. So if any of you work around them, please ask them about it, and I'm sure they'll share their thoughts about it. We talked a little bit last week about the line clearance vote. Again, that's going to be counted on the 8th. So working around those guys, please encourage them to exercise their voice and get that vote in. Would really like to have a resounding return, especially when you're starting to make some pretty hard decisions on the future of that agreement. Excuse me, Westar, we had our the safety rules committee subcommittees are meeting. Last week we had the power delivery subcommittee meet and discussed when's the proper use of the sleeves as far as defined in the rules. I think we worked through it pretty well, where it can match what we do for a living as to the safety we need to be able to do that properly, and then also avoid discipline, which is a horrible conversation to have, but something that is a reality in our world, right? You have too many people judging what we do that have never done it before. So the generation meeting will be coming up. I think there's several rules that they're going to go through also in the combination of these books. Most importantly, we still have a voice in that direction, so we appreciate that. There's several of those I think we've discussed that are mandatory subjects to bargaining, so we're always aware to make sure that those are kept in the proper forum. So more to come on that information. K-Gas, next weekend will be the walkthrough of the rodeo grounds for the upcoming National Rodeo. Appreciate the members that have registered for that. Gene Seacard, the West End assistant, has taken the lead and done a very good job in making sure he's got all the proper PPE and clothing for those participants. So really looking forward to it. It should be a great year. Next week, David Galvin, Cindy Kearns, Mike Moresco, and I will be at the utility conference. I think I've told you that David, Cindy, and I will be presenting at the utility conference, the clerical workshop, and we have the ability to be able to touch every local union throughout the districts. So we'll do the odd number districts on Wednesday, even number districts on Friday. So I'll give you a report of how that goes the next time we meet. Excuse me. Obviously, organizing continues. We will be heading west. David Galvin, along with Chad Manspeaker from the International and whatever members we're able to solicit, we'll be heading west in the next couple of weeks and doing some internal organizing there. We still have our line clearance organizing drive going on, and we now have a new target down in southeast Kansas. Last night, David Galvin and Chris Blazer, amongst others, did a parking lot blitz, if you will, at north of Grumman, and I got good reports back from that. Sounds like a couple of members maybe have seen the errors of their ways and will be signing up to become union members. So really appreciate the work that our organizer and whoever is available to help him out with that. Had a interesting conversation the other day about a Facebook post, and so you know that we've been, obviously you can see through the YouTube channel that we're trying our best to get more information out about the union. helping our union members to see that there's more to this union than just in their local workplace. So one of the questions that I got asked was, why do we see pictures of, for example, an apprentice who becomes a journeyman? Why do we see a picture of him on our Facebook, and why doesn't every apprentice get that opportunity? Well, just so that we pull the curtains back, and the way that things work around here is that if you're proud enough to be able to upgrade your ticket once you become a journeyman from an apprentice, you come in, we print you out a new ticket that shows that's a journeyman, and you're able to use that ticket, especially in outside construction, to then travel and go where the work is. Obviously, utility carries a little bit different in that we're tied to the utility. It's still an important event, and anyone who graduates from an apprenticeship gets their journeyman ticket. If you're in a safety meeting, for example, and they hand out those certificates, somebody please take a picture, send it to David Galvin, and we'll get those posted out on Facebook. I think it's important to recognize that we have apprentices throughout the state, whether it's the city of Chanute, whether it's Kansas Gas Service, whether it's Wheatland REA, Flint Hills REA, West Star Energy, in all of the different crafts or outside line construction. We have apprentices everywhere. And so there's no way that we could be everywhere to get those pictures. But when a guy comes in here and he's upgrading his ticket, that's an important time, and if we're available to snap a pic, you bet we will. I think the other important thing to realize is that in utility, sometimes we don't even know as the administrators of your agreement that you had a change in job, whether it's graduating from an apprenticeship at that time or whether it's a job move. The way we find out is whenever the dues that we get deducted for you from your paycheck don't match what our records show, and then we'll have to research and find out if you had a job move. So please stay in touch with us as you move in jobs. Stay in touch with us as your address changes. Update your information out on our webpage, and it's another way that we can make sure we have good communication. So thanks for all you do, and I look forward to seeing you next week.